consciously eating.
Alright, here we go. Another day, another video, and this time we gonna have a different resolution than we have normally because the recording will actually be done by Max, one of the most recent content creator who joined the Little Wargame community, and we also have B-Sherm with us today to help us cover this series between Satocastor and ItzJ. I'm sure a lot of people have actually checked the tracking sheet for Season 6, so for most of you, you already know what the outcome of the series will be, but nevertheless, the replays are very cast-worthy, very entertaining, and the games itself are also very entertaining. So yeah, buckle up and be ready for a wild ride.
Yeah.
I think what you meant to say about me is that I'm here to cast unbiasedly this match.
You won't be able to do that, Peter. We all know that.
It's I can try. I can give it a good effort.
Yeah, you can try. Yeah, sure.
I don't believe a single word of it. However, I will definitely be here unbiased. Even though, well, never mind, I will not be unbiased because ItzJ is going for a barracks opening, and as you all know, I only play Rex, so I already have a favorite, so yeah.
Okay, so you're rooting for ItzJ. Alright.
No one is unbiased here.
But actually, that's very interesting. Is there a reason why you play only Rex? Is that because you're still in this learning phase where you want to try to master a single thing, or you think it's just better?
Of course it's better, no. I'm still in the learning phase. Having that said though, it's the first thing that I tried is playing Rex-based gameplay. Having that said though, coming from a mainly StarCraft background, playing Zerg, that does not make any sense whatsoever. But yeah, I don't know, it's just the first thing that I wanted to pick up, and might as well try and get good at Rex a little bit before I do anything fancy. So yeah.
Alright, then B-Sherm can give you some insight now, how you play Rex versus this opening Satocastor is doing, because B-Sherm actually knows both sides very well, because you have to know how to play the Beast opening, and you also have to know how to play the Rex opening. And in Rex versus Beast, I think that's the most common matchup we have at the moment. Although we have a lot of mirrors as well, right? So mainly Beast mirrors. But this matchup, and especially the beginning, can be very, very rough for one player. Say if you lose a raider or something.
Yeah, losing a raider is never good, but this is also not the best for Sato, to be honest. Just losing the wolf for
but
free.
The wolf is not as bad. Yeah, a wolf is 45 gold, and you kind of spam them anyways. Well, yeah, losing a raider is definitely more costly.
Well, yeah, for gold it's not that bad, but he had a wolf in the base, so it could have maybe gotten a little bit of a better scout, because now he doesn't know, well, he kind of knows, but he doesn't know the timing of the natural. Which he could have known if he would just have moved his wolf a little bit better.
Yeah, little mistake here on Sato's part. But this damaged raider makes it a bit tricky now to get into the base and out of it without losing the raider. In general, I think you don't want to lose a raider. Like, losing a raider is very, very bad and puts you very far behind in the beginning. So let's see if ItzJ makes this error or not.
I feel like it's going to be a little bit tricky. 5 wolves versus 2 raiders is doable, but
it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's fine. I think with the recent changes, you can kind of micro it with wolves. I think Sato is doing the right thing, pulling back here.
Oh god.
But like this beast thing, yeah, B-Sherm knows more about it.
Yeah, I mean, I made a tutorial on the Raider versus Wolf. Little shout out there. I think it's useful. And I think, not to be biased, I think it should have learned a couple important concepts from it if you watched it. Okay, just kidding. Not to be biased. I noticed early on that, like, ItzJ's Raiders would just kind of stand there and take hits from the Wolf when he should be, like, hitting and running away. He's doing it now, so I adjust. But it's important. He seems to be doing here with his Raiders. One thing I'll say is I feel like Sato should be maybe a little bit more aggressive. I think he's waiting for those Raiders to like come higher so he can get underneath them. He has enough wolves where I would feel comfortable moving out. It looks like he has wolf snakes though, and you feel a lot more comfortable when you have a couple snakes going against those Raiders because you can just stack up the DPS a lot faster. So let's see what happens when he throws some snakes into the mix.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason why ItzJ is retreating now. The snakes is really like the snakes is the absolute beginning of the downfall for Raiders or Raider play in general. But what we have to talk about is the early third from ItzJ. I think nowadays Rex players don't really do that until unless they have like played a couple games, especially games with heavy, because this very early third. Nowadays he gets away with it, but I don't know why. But somehow you can, as a Rex player, get a very early third. And ItzJ actually delayed the third because he got a second Rex before going for the third, and he could have just done that on one Rex production. Now with the snakes out, it's getting a bit dicey here in the middle. But I think in general, ItzJ is in my book still kinda ahead.
Yeah, I could see that. How's the population count between the two? It's like 41 ItzJ,
52 Sato.
Yeah, I mean Beast is a little bit inflated. I would like to see Sato pull his weak wolves behind instead of leaving them in front. That's super important here, but it looks like it's just not picking it off, so maybe all right.
I have to say though, when it comes to the income, worker count is now getting a little bit even because ItzJ is able to produce 3 workers at the exact same time. But I actually feel like he's not that far behind on Sato. His play loses a Raider though. It's not the best thing to see, but he does, however, spot that the third has been made, so it's valuable information at least. Not entirely sure if it's worth losing the Raiders though, and that, yeah, the double flash should have been unnecessary.
Yeah. I think ItzJ kind of gave away his lead here, losing the pressure because of the used mana on the Raiders.
He is making some people happy though.
Yeah.
Making the bird at the third. I learned to do that, but I don't do it, so I'm definitely not the best one to say this, but should definitely give him some good information. Also some nice pressure from Sato though, taking a little bit of the upper hand in this game now, where he has been pressured a little bit by the Raiders before.
Yeah, he claims map control now. He makes sure that there's no easy fourth for ItzJ, and I think he will try to go for a fourth of his own very soon.
I'm not entirely sure about this engagement, however. I mean...
Yeah, I think that was a bad fight.
Yeah. Especially with the catapult just getting some free shots off right there. Only 1 kill. Oh, well, actually, that's a nice snipe on the wolf, but... Yeah. He doesn't want to move this catapult though, because this is valuable wasted repair and mining time.
Yeah, absolutely agree, yeah.
Having that said though, when it comes to the upgrades, it's nice to see that, well, both are going for their upgrades respectively. Relatively similar timing as well, but it's interesting to see that ItzJ is going for the armor upgrade, and Sato is going for the attack upgrade. I assume that when you are the beast player, you want to go for the attack upgrade, especially when it comes to the snakes, but please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's actually exactly the case. Because you have the more HP heavy units with the soldiers, and they benefit more from armor.
Yeah.
And in general, the reduction of the damage they take, right? And the units from beast players, or generally what you have in the dens, except for the werewolf, they are not very beefy, right? So you want to maximize the damage output with them. But with the upgrades, it kind of cancels each other out, so we have an even playing field still. Or the interaction is not that much in favor of one of the type of the units. But we see now that ItzJ is actually having a very nice engagement here and a very nice little surround, so very good micro here on his part, killing actually all the units, including the catapults. And the catapult, especially the catapults, are very costly to lose, because they are not just expensive, but also there's only one workshop for ItzJ so far, I think, where he can reproduce them. So yeah, I mean,
Yes.
that was a very nice execution and very solid play there from Sato. Also, he's having a wolf there and still making sure that there's no fourth going up, or he wants at least to know when the fourth is going up. And yeah, very good action here in the middle game from Sato, abusing his map control. And yeah, he's also getting a fourth, right?
Yes, he is indeed.
Okay, very good.
His fourth is actually already up, also getting a
Ooh,
watchtower for a
perfect.
little bit of a defense. But
Yeah, very smart. On Little Hana, that's a needed tower here, because the catapults are too strong. If two catapults positioned there at the ledge, you yeah, just lose your mineral line.
yeah, that's tough. Even as a beginner like me, coming from StarCraft, just knowing the siege tank positions, just knowing that catapults can just be right over here shooting everything, it already hurts just to think about. Thankfully hasn't happened to me that much, as I haven't played this map a lot yet, but I can feel the mental pain already, and I don't want to actually experience it.
All good. I think the worker count is interesting. So we see that Sato is
Yes.
actually 8 workers ahead, and he's on 4th base and very much ahead in gold mined already. And he's still denied with the little snipe here of the damaged worker. He denied the 4th even more. So good job on his part, and I think Sato is slowly pulling ahead, but maybe Bishamir disagrees here, because Beast is so much worse than Rex in general.
Well, I am actually curious to see what ItzJ is going to do here. He's going to build lots of houses, as I assume he was supply blocked quite hard for just a little bit. Because all of a sudden, like 4 or 5 houses popped up, and that's not something you usually see. This
I
feels
guess
like
he
I'm
wants
watching
to
one of
make
my own
sure-
replays, because that's what happens to me all the time.
That's the usual reaction, right? You are supply blocked for 10 seconds, and then you think, okay, what? You know what? Fucking game! I just put down enough houses to not be supply blocked until I have max supply. So yeah, I know that. I've done that. I've been there. I think when it comes to what ItzJ ban is, I think he's gonna try to transition to mech. So I expect some gyros very soon. The catadrops are nice here. And yeah, I think a lot of catapults, maybe Gatling gun even, together with gyros, in the long run. Maybe with some, not Gatling guns, maybe more soldiers then.
No!
But yeah,
Okay.
very good. Yeah, that's why you
Actually-
usually get an upgrade on the mech units, like 1 attack upgrade, because then the catapult's 2 short workers. And imagine 2 shooting workers here from ItzJ. It would have been very costly.
This is also a nice addition to his army, though. I don't often see it, but it might be because of my MMR. But the mech transition, or at least the addition of mech into a beast army, it's an interesting thing to see. Catapults obviously being a very strong unit, and leaving these workers not really to die because of the watchtower here, and a nice surround as well. Once again with the wolves on these catapults, but curious to see who's
Trade
actually going to
catapults as it looks like. They just trade them, because first Sato is losing 3 catapults, and now Sato gets the 3 catapults back. But he's cleaning up house here, So very good on Sato, and he's expanding again. Is he?
Actually, see, doesn't seem like he's expanding just yet, but he's ready to get another expansion.
Okay. So what's he doing on the left side then? He's building something.
Left
on the
side is more watchtowers. I
Oh,
guess
interesting.
it's just to establish. Well, I guess this is a possible fifth for ItzJ.
Yeah, but he
He's
also
just,
denies the next base from ItzJ, so smart call here from ItzJ, from Sato.
and now he's
Very
indeed
good.
getting a fifth.
Ah, okay, so there's the fifth, and on the other side he's denying potential next bases from ItzJ.
Yeah.
Alright then. And supply-wise it looks very good for Sato as well.
Yeah, it's 126 versus 78. That's insane. Also being 2 attack upgrades up versus ItzJ.
Oh, also very good.
That's
very good.
That's nice. Just the one mech attack just upgraded, and almost the 3rd armor upgrade for his infantry is. I mean, it's not a terrible situation for ItzJ upgrade wise, but it's when you compare it to the supply and the army supply in total, yeah, that's not the greatest look. This, however,
This looks scary. The position is very, very nice for ItzJ. He just needs to make sure that he's not gonna get backstabbed or surrounded. With with 2 airships, he can only stay for catapults in case he's not losing them. And he's kind of trying to micro the catapults out of the way. I like that, but I think it's too many beast units here.
It's definitely going to be too much, and I highly doubt that ItzJ is going to get out of there.
Ooh, 2 ballista brought in from Sato as well. That's juicy. So the 2 airships shouldn't get away. Oh, wait a moment.
No.
Oh no, he's flying into the towers.
No.
Oh no! Is Sato looking? No, he's not. Or he is looking, but he knows he cannot do stuff. Oh yeah, okay. The idea to drop them and attack the base is nice, but I expect the airship with ballista to fly there and then just shoot down the airships. Okay, another base for ItzJ as well.
Yeah, I was wrong. Well, I was not wrong. This is a possible 5th, but Sato did not cover this 5th position. So, but doesn't matter though, as he is attacking the current 4th of ItzJ.
Yeah,
and, he's going to do
that's
quite
the
some
question,
damage.
right? Yeah, I think if ItzJ can hold the space and also populate the other base, then it's good, but it doesn't look like he's sending worker there or producing worker there. So I think ItzJ right now is falling more behind and more behind. And he needs some kind of plan to get back into. I don't know where the gyros are. I don't see more catapult drops. I think he stopped doing catapult drops entirely. But he's kind of on a back foot, so he's more focused on defending now, I guess. So yeah, he needs to go on the offensive somehow. Attack some bases and actually take them down, because he is falling behind. Like, he's severely behind already in gold mine, like 1k. And he also lost 1k more, so it's a huge deficit here.
Yeah. Definitely not the best position. I don't know if...
One thing I'll say...
Yeah.
One thing I'll say is it feels like ItzJ multiple times has moved out with like catapults and a small soldier army, and then like the Rax army dies, and then the catapults are left dangling. You know, catapults really do need support to be good. I wonder if he would be better served if he plays Rax again next game, from waiting a bit longer to move out until he has an army he feels won't just get obliterated by. Like, it's happened multiple times, and I mean that's what Beast loves, is surrounding. I think that's maybe what's put him behind mostly this game here. Maybe he'll open back next game and we get a decent count. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe he could have also moved out earlier, right? Not just that he waits longer because he already was in a supply deficit, but maybe attack earlier because he had the units kind of waiting around, right? So he could have moved out earlier as well. So maybe that's the plan for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, he's max supply, right? He can do whatever he wants now. He has map control, he has enough units to take down bases here. The catapults, like in general, I think in most situations in the mid game, you start to add catapults just because they have like so much damage with the AoE, and they add so much more punch to your army. And especially Beast needs that in the mid game because it's falling off. Although you have the upgrades, Beast units are just not as strong. The later the game goes, the harder they fall off usually.
This is a tough one for Sato though.
Yeah, I
This is
think he
not
don't mind. He's on how many bases he has? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so he's got 5 mining bases, and ItzJ is on 3.
Actually, not
so I think he's
5. Well, he's close on just being on 3 at this point.
okay.
But he obviously had a little bit of a supply to be able to work with because he's still producing 6 units at the same time, also getting 2 upgrades at the same time, so he's definitely getting a lead there. But it's also interesting to see that ItzJ is going for some mages. Also got the fireball upgrade as well. If I'm correct, the mages are not the best unit when it comes to damage output over here. Obviously they get better in late game, I've heard. But I think he maybe wants to use it more to just slow the army of Sato down instead of actually shooting them down in fireballs.
Well, I like the idea of mages. I think the slow field and also the fireballs are very, very great. And they actually work great versus catapults and snakes, or beast units in general.
Yeah, this
They
army
have
is
very
dead.
much, very little HP, right? And while it's just getting cleaned up here, imagine the archers being mages. They would just fireball everything and dodge the catapult shots, and then you would actually win this fight. But with archers, they just die here. Like, there's no way he gets out of this place.
He's also surrounded with 3 watchtowers here. So that's
Yes.
there was no way that he was going to get out of there.
Yeah.
Nice try
He
though.
activated Sato's trap card.
It doesn't feel good at this point for ItzJ, especially when it comes like once again to the upgrades. One of the things that I still love about this game is that you can do the upgrades at the exact same time. This is not what I really like to see, you know, queuing up the upgrades like this, because it just wastes money for so long. Like it's an entire minute that he cannot do anything with the money of the upgrade.
But to be fair, Sato has the money right now. He has so much income. And there you see it. Like the fireballs, look at this. Like imagine you have like 3, 5, 4 mages with full mana and you double fireball into a nicely positioned beast army and everything is dying. And then like in a very, very quick succession, the beast player can lose a lot of units here. And yeah, fireballs are great. You just have to like have the right setup for it, right? So ItzJ already like is not in a place to utilize the mages fully because he cannot use them aggressively. He cannot like drop them with airships and fire them into workers. He has to use them defensively, and mages are not very great at being in a defensive position. They are better when you are at least in an even playing field and you can have an even fight, because they actually can win the fight, especially in a Beast vs Rex scenario. But yeah.
This is going to be painful. Sorry, Bisho. Go ahead.
Dragon. I'm just saying, Dragon's coming in. I mean, yeah, Sato's throwing in a couple dragons. How do you feel about that consciously? You think ItzJ has an army that can kind of handle that, or you think it might?
With Slowfield and the archers and the upgrades on the archers, I think the first 3 dragons shouldn't be trying to fight. Maybe the first 6 dragons might be able to inflict some damage, but I would not want to fight into Slowfield and a lot of archers and a ballista. Maybe he can deal some damage with the ground army here, with the catapults, as he's doing. I think the trading from Sato is nice here. Never leaving ItzJ enough time to really get a good army going, like a nice composition, or in general, like supply-wise, just getting a bigger army. So good on Sato here. And yeah, I mean, that's not the fight ItzJ wants to take, right? And also losing the ballista here. It doesn't look good.
I also want to say that, you know, even with the ballista is probably the worst thing in that army when it comes to the dragons. But also, if you're paying attention to the upgrades, the dragons will have 4 and 5. 4 attack upgrades, 5 armor upgrades. That's insane. And ItzJ only has some armor upgrades, and I say it only has some armor upgrades like it's nothing, but dragons with 4 attack upgrades, those are scary. Especially when the armor upgrades themselves are just, you know, kind of cancelling each other out. That's a major advantage for Sato.
Yeah. Here we see the mage doing work, but it's unfortunately not enough.
This will be another cleanup in the exact same space as ItzJ ended up in a previous engagement, so you'd think he'd learn that this is a dangerous area, but...
I think there was not really much he could do at this point.
That's true.
And I also think, like, I think this map is very interesting because look at how people expand here. Like, nobody is expanding next to the main just because it's so hard to hold. But the actually enemy, like actually your opponent, is doing this expansion. Very, very interesting. A very unique thing about Little Ohana, I think.
This just hurts to see. Yeah, the dragons instant GG, but Jesus Christ, 6.7 thousand gold mined more. Oh my god, yeah, that was.
Not to mention less gold lost. So if you add up the two deltas, it's even more.
Well, right now it's kind of bloated because everything of ItzJ exploded, but yeah, I believe before it was like at 15,000 lost. So that's also 3,000 actual loss, so that's almost like 9,000 gold ahead. But
it also speaks for ItzJ's resilience, right? He held on being that far behind.
Yeah.
He's a man of character and great mental fortitude.
Yeah.
That's very true, but sadly character does not give you a victory in this game, because otherwise I hope that my win-loss ratio would also have been a little bit better, but I can vow for the fact that character and barracks play does not, it does not blend well. So I guess it's time to see if ItzJ can just turn it around and make Sato actually reconsider his entire strategy here, but... So far, it looks like a tough matchup.
Yeah, let's move on to game 3 and game 2. Sorry, to find out. Any favorite maps yet?
No, not me.
No favorite maps. Like you maybe you are like.
Well, obviously, I have a favorite, and you can guess which one it is.
Yeah, Ravaged, I guess, because you play it a lot. Especially in the beginning.
How did you know?
It's the same for everyone. But at some point you will get bored of Ravaged, and then you just start looking for other maps, and you're gonna appreciate Xenos, for example. I like Xenos. Xenos is like a very, very unique map in that it has like 3 very clear pathways, which can get opened though. But in general, it feels like a very big map. But it's not that big actually. It's just appearing big because you have these very distinctive parts of the map where nothing is, like in the middle, and then this 3-way thing, and then all the expansions are kind of positioned around it in a circle. So yeah, in general, it's a very multitasking map where we have to like be on multiple places at the same time. So I think Xenos makes for great games, but let's see if we see that actually happening here. And we actually see a workshop opening. Oh my god. Okay, Bisham, give us your thoughts on a workshop opening. Why is it good? Why is it bad? What do you think about it?
I think it's fun. Like, gyros
That was fun. Not... Sorry, Bisham, that was not an option. It's good or bad, it's not fun.
You get a gyro more quickly. And you also get, and if you want to, you can get the catapult drops more quickly. So all fun things come from a workshop. I think those are the pros. The cons is that it's really hard to kind of have any level of map control and to control how much your opponent is expanding. But usually that's kind of the go-to counter. for someone opening mech is as soon as you see a workshop, it's like, oh, I'll be able to out-expand you, and you're not going to be able to punish me for it for a while. So if Sato does that, I think he'll be able to take advantage of a lead that's opening itself up just from the fact of choosing workshop first.
Now the big question is if Sato knows that.
Not yet. He will figure it out soon, though.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, Sato is in a team with Bisham, so I guess the knowledge
Oh,
trickles
that
down
one, yeah.
from Hefe to Bisham and then to all the people in the team itself. So I guess Satocastor will get an early third and an advanced workshop quickly to be able to deal with whatever mech stuff ItzJ is throwing at him.
Yeah, the thing with workshop openings that's kind of tricky is, like, it is kind of hard to. I mean, I guess he doesn't have a Raider, so he can't blink in. But the main question that I usually have is like, okay, he's getting a workshop. He's either going for a gyro, maybe a catapult drop. Although honestly, like, I just have not seen those very commonly recently. So usually it's a mill. Or if they're going for a double workshop Gatling early push, which can be deadly if you do choose the fast expansion path.
And the moment you mention it, ItzJ puts down a second workshop.
Ooh, I hope Sato doesn't follow the advice of getting an expansion early.
I think that's actually the tricky part about the workshop opening. Like if you cannot, if he gets in with this wolf from top there, he's good. So let's. Ooh, does he get it? Does he get it? Does he?
Juke him.
Oh, he gets in. Okay, yeah, now he knows, and now he gets no. Oh, the scout was so clutch. Imagine him not being able to scout. Oh God. Yeah. Okay. Now we will see a tower, I guess. Or what? What's the response with as a beast player? What's your response to seeing this workshop? Like, what would you do? Like, get a tower, don't get a third, and like get more production and be ready with a ton of units, or?
Honestly, I feel like I could do a little bit more work against this opening. It's not super common.
Yeah.
Usually people do the mill approach, which I feel okay against. I could use more practice against this opening. I think I do what Sato does, which is like, oh, you're gonna make a production building that makes attacking units, then I'm gonna make one too, and he makes a den. The problem becomes if Jay brings a bunch of workers, which is a bit more all-in-y, and then he has them on auto repair, the wolves just have a hard time getting surface area when you have a bunch of workers with it. So it kind of depends on how Jay does it. Just surround them is really nice if you can get a kill, although
Or one Gatling gun would be so. Oh no, okay. If he would have killed one Gatling gun, that would delay the push from ItzJ a lot. And he's actually moving out now. Interesting. Is that maybe too early? No, right? He has 5 Gatling guns. That's the magic number. In general, like you want to have 5 or something, and then it's good.
Oh, he's doing it.
Ooh, too many workers. But the good thing about all ins is if you hold them, you kind of win the game. Like that's usually how it is, right? So you win by just holding out. So let's see if Sato can actually hold this push.
I'm interested here because there is no watchtower for Sato for any extra defense, and he went for an airship, which I'm not entirely sure why.
Yeah, maybe he just forgot to cancel the workshop. Maybe he needs it for like microing the wolves to kind of pick them up before they die, something like this. I don't know.
If you have enough wolves, you can kind of spread the wolves out on top of the Gatlings so they can't do the stutter step micro against you. Although at this point, ItzJ just doesn't have a ton of wolves, but it looks like he's going to do that anyway and bring the workers over for support. This tower making it hard for him to stutter step out of there. He's just going to be surrounded.
That doesn't look good for ItzJ here. The surround is very, very good for Sato.
He definitely needs to focus the workers though, because this is an insane amount of damage as they just get healed.
Yeah, but the workers are all dead for ItzJ.
Well, they
there are
did-
only 2 left, I think.
Yeah, they did start to die, but they weren't focused as much as they probably should have been. This push could have already been dead at this point if he focused the workers a little bit more.
Yeah, but I think now the game is in Sato's hands. He's just
Pull
so far
away
ahead.
the red wolf, Sato. No bias, no bias.
And the tower is
Well,
also
hey,
not
have
on.
you got your answer there? You got to make an extra den. You got to make a drop ship to help spread the workers on top. And Sato gave us the answer: how to hold the 2
Very
work
smart.
drop push with workers.
This is interesting.
And also denied a third. Having a wolf there, very smart by Sato.
I wonder if ItzJ feels really behind now, and he just feels like he has to get a third to pull ahead, even if he knows that it's going to be hard to hold.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you have no
Yes.
options here. He needs like he lost like what 6 workers with the push or 7,
5.
and he lost like 5 workers. And
He lost 5
getting
and
up.
killed 4, so...
I think he probably also feels safe with the gyro, right? Like having the air
Yeah, the
support.
gyro is very great.
So these
But
snakes,
snakes,
are going to make it more questionable.
the workers not repairing. ItzJ repair. Okay, now he starts repairing, but only one worker.
Now who's biased? Now who's biased?
No, that's not bias. I just try to equal your bias.
We're just trying to help him win. Is all you're doing.
Yeah.
That's all.
I just cheer
No
for him. I
bias.
know the games are already played, you know. Look at this Gatling gun. How much HP is left on this Gatling gun? How
Gatling
much?
gun is-
2? 1?
5. Still though,
5,
it's
well-
like 1 or 2 attacks and it would have been going down, but
Yeah.
it's still a tricky situation though. Sato is only slightly up in the worker count. I expect him... Actually, yeah, his income is up quite a bit.
I will
look
make
at
a small critique on Sato here. I don't think he should have attacked into that army with how much he had. Like, you kind of have an even-ish amount. You know, like usually a good attacking strategy is you attack where it's not even, so you have the advantage. I think he should have gone over to the natural after he killed the one worker that was building the natural. I think he did. I think he should have gone and pressured over there, because then the Gatlings would have to come out and be all exposed, right? And then he could run away from it. So I think Sato probably could have got more done there if he had gone and pressured the natural. Probably could have pulled off the workers from minerals, right? They wouldn't be mining. And then it would have just been the gyro over there. The Gatlings, I don't know if they would have come over to help. So I'll be sure to mention that to Sato later. But let's see. Sato is up by 4 workers, which is about, we're 3-ish now, which is about 10% better. This is not enough wolves to be attacking into.
Yeah, there's no way that he can actually do this.
He's just getting the scout, getting a pulse, how much he has. Seeing, okay, he's got a lot of catapults, kind of 50-50 with the gas. Does Sato have any ballistas at all at this point, or no?
I think in the
ItzJ
airship.
is making a.
There's
It's in
one
the
in the
airship. Okay.
I don't know if he's having the black powder upgrade, but yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think he's just a bit over eager, you know. Like that's usually something I have a lot too. That I try to finish the games because I think, okay, I'm ahead now. I have to finish the game now, but it's not that simple, right?
This is
so
just
maybe that's
3
what is-
units.
Maybe he's being eager, you know, or maybe he's just scouting. Like to scout with these units, you do have to take a little bit of damage to just go in and get a little peeksy poo. But as long as he doesn't take any engagement, I think it's not too bad. I don't mind lose the ballista. No, he.
Wow, nice shot here. Look at this damage on the gyros. Very nice. Oh, but this,
Oh,
I
man.
think the natural is actually Dan. I mean, this natural is not gonna, that's not gonna hold.
These Gatlings,
I mean-
get surrounded. That would be bad for ItzJ. He needs to lay down some of those, what are those called? Cold trap thingies. I don't know if he's dropped any this whole game. He doesn't have a advanced workshop. Is probably, or does he not?
Yeah, not.
Does he have one?
This
I don't
is...
think he
Oh, that was a nice shot.
Oof, yeah, that was rough. Okay, yeah, and again, nice by Sato to surround and then just
Please pick up
like,
the
man.
ballistas. Please.
I like it, Jay.
Please, just
like
pick him
ItzJ's,
up. You have an airship. It's empty.
Oh no.
Oh.
Does
I
he
like
do it?
ItzJ's
Does he do it?
decision
No.
to abuse this little nook here that Sato has unintentionally
Why?
created.
Why are
getting
you
a ton of
attacking your
damage
own?
here.
Hello,
Yeah, he's attacking his
Sato.
own, right?
Yeah,
The
he's
catapult
why
is shooting the
It's
water.
just
Sato. Sato.
easy on the
Sato.
man. This player.
Oh,
No one's
stop
perfect.
your stop. Okay, good. Jesus
He's
Christ.
noticing, right? Yeah, great. Well, that's in the hectic of the moment, right? So if there's stuff going on and you move something or you click the wrong button and like that can happen. All good. He noticed it, so all good. But I know there was a 2 versus 2 in the past. We actually had someone kill by accident. A production building of his mate. Was very funny.
I'd love to see Sato with a base above mech. Usually, that's not a great sign. Is when the mech player has more than you, since you're supposed to be farther ahead than them. In fact, is ItzJ making this 5th base? Is it almost 5 bases?
How many
He's
workers does ItzJ have?
He's currently at
Yeah,
4
fire.
bases and
Upper.
36 workers.
You go up to that top one.
And he's
max,
making a
there's
5th,
another.
yes, indeed.
So he's not even on 40 workers and already taking a 5th base. That's interesting. So he really wants to get this echo going, but at the same
It's
time
going
he's
to be
delaying
the
his army production, right? I mean, he's adding more production now, but he's not producing out of all the current production he has. So
Oh,
kind
That
of
was
questionable here to go for a base that early.
This may be his undoing. He may have felt a little excited at expanding with his lead that he had. Although he does seem to have enough. He could probably, very likely, hold this back. As long as he can keep the Gatlings, you really need support your catapults if you don't have too many.
It's again, like
Just-
picking off the units here from Sato. I don't know what Sato's doing. Somehow he hates beast units now and just donating them.
well,
Yes.
he's kind of donating his beast units, but also ItzJ just once again lost all of the supportive army of his catapults, so I don't know. It's a pattern that we do not like to see. Why are you...
To prove I'm a fair caster, I'm gonna say I think ItzJ is ahead right now. He was able to hold this 5th base that he was throwing down. Maybe I thought it was a little too greedy at first, but he was able to successfully hold it.
Oh, the gyro is the gyro. Oh, it's getting away.
Just
Good job,
barely.
ItzJ, noticing this. I lose so many air units to ballista somewhere on the map. It's hilarious. Or just sending out an airship, unsupervised across the map, and then suddenly some archers pop up somewhere, and they just shoot it down. Happens so often. It's so frustrating. And you lose not just the airship, you lose the units inside. And then imagine me having werewolves in it. I'm just, so mad at myself. But good, ItzJ noticed it, so gyro's not
It's
decided.
still just going to die, I think.
Unlucky.
Jesus, okay. Well, however, on the other side,
Wow, nice
Yes.
push here with the catapult. Nice.
how was it? Okay. I thought, how was it not doing any damage? I thought it was attacking the house, but it wasn't the castle, so I was like, what? How is this house not taking any damage? And then I saw the health bar of the castle going down, I was like, ah, yeah, sure, of course. This is nice,
What is
though.
the upgrade? Yeah, the gyro here really helps with dealing with this push. Like this gyro is the sole reason this push is not gonna work out. Very good by Sato here, adding gyros himself. But also very questionable why ItzJ is not having an advanced workshop with ballista here. Since we have this mech transition going on for Sato for quite a while, he kind of has to get an advanced workshop once you see a workshop. So yeah, not really get that. But he's taking down a base anyways, but losing all the catapults for it. to only 4 gyros, which would have retreated by now with a ballista around. So yeah, little mistake here by ItzJ, and it's gonna be costly.
Yeah, it's not the best position to be in. You know, for Sato as well, looking at the production tab, he just finished Forge number 1, and he is also going to finish Forge number 2, so he's going for the double upgrade soon, which I assume are going to be double mech upgrades because of his transition. Also creating another workshop right over here as well. Yeah, this is totally going to be a full-on mech transition, as you already mentioned before. He only has 5 wolves and 2 snakes left of his well, he's still continuing to produce some beast army as well.
Yeah, they're nice fodder. So you throw them away for vision, and they also do some chip damage. And they also, like, you can use beast units very nicely for scouting, denying bases, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So still, like, sprinkling in some beast units is smart. I just hope he starts using the fortress for upgrades soon, because getting those buildings and not using them for upgrades ASAP kind of is a bad thing, but a bad habit of mine as well. So
yeah.
Who am I to complain?
My bad habit is getting forges too quickly and getting upgrades too quickly, and then just die to an army. So, like, why do people build units, you know? You can have upgrades for that money. I don't understand. But it's, it kind of pains me to see that he did think of the forges, but is still just not utilizing them whatsoever.
But look at this, like, ItzJ is doing the exact same thing. He kills the castle, but he loses so many catapults for it, and he still has not brought over a ballista. What is happening, ItzJ? Why is he doing the same thing again? Like, isn't that the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different outcome? Like, it's not gonna happen here.
Well, it kind of is a pattern, because in the previous game he lost his entire army. Oh, well, that was a nice pickup of the airship right there, but... oh, God.
He managed to drop them. Oh,
no.
nice.
Oh, God. 5 and 3 kills and just some more. It's 10 kills in total.
Pull away.
Oh, fuck. Why is he sending them away? What is he doing? Oh, my God. He could have wiped the entire worker line here, and he just chose to show mercy. It's a wrong moment to show mercy.
Back to ItzJ proving he has good character and high morals.
Yeah.
But
and the gyros are just wiping out the worker lines from ItzJ here. Yeah. I think now we have the tipping point reached, and the point where, like, if you let's check the worker count, but I think it's not looking good.
No, 43 for Sato versus 28 of ItzJ.
Yeah,
Having that said, though, like, coming back, sorry to interrupt, but coming back to the point I wanted to make before the catapults are dropped. In the previous game, as you mentioned, like, he did the same thing with the catapults over here. In the previous game, on the bottom right of the map, on Little Wahana, he lost his entire army twice. Like, it's kind of forming a pattern of falling into the same issues and same bad engagements. Not necessarily terrible, but definitely could have been executed better for ItzJ, and it's just the inconsistency in his engagements, because I feel like he could have done a lot more.
Yeah, look, now he learned. He brings ballista, but the gyros are on the completely opposite side of the map.
Like, where are
so
all
the ballista
the
don't need to be here. He needs them somewhere else.
Yeah.
But he also brings the airship now, so yeah. After 2 attempts, ItzJ learned his lesson, and now he's actually is he winning this? I don't think so, right? There's too many catapults there.
Yeah, no, the catapults also the nice addition, like you said, of the wolves. Can run a little bit in it, can scout. They are, well, if he doesn't kill his own wolves, that would be great, of course. But yeah, these ballistas. Yeah, I think a lot of people can attest to that. It's friendly fire is very easily doable if you have plenty of catapults. But he finally picks up his ballistas and gets out of there. But yeah, it's It's not looking good. 53 workers for Sato versus the 31 of ItzJ. If you look at the economy, he's 900 gold per minute ahead. When it comes to the gold lost, it's I want to say only 1600. You know, it's still a big deficit, but it's not as big as I thought it would be. But then again, if you look at the economy difference as well, it's once again 2,500 gold mined advantage for Sato. It's starting to become too much.
Plays a bit more solid. I think it's just he's just executing his game plan more clean, and has like a solid game plan for every map so far, for every game.
Yeah.
Like this push, he knows there's nothing ItzJ can do about it. And he knows he has enough units to deal with the other push ItzJ is doing. Maybe he trades bases now, but even that is beneficial for Sato because he has more, and he can trade bases, whereas ItzJ cannot afford to trade bases and has to anyways now. Yeah.
Well, the ballistas are finally dealing some damage, so that's nice to see. But it's oh, Sato. Oh, Sato.
Oh, the disrespect castle. Right in ItzJ's face. He builds another base.
He could have just done it here.
Disrespect or big brains? I mean, he's taken every base he could at his side. I mean, at some point.
Well, he could have taken this.
2k gold.
Well, there's a fight going on.
He was getting attacked over.
Oh yeah, but like it's just like 25 seconds. Of course, this base is faster and he has a little bit of control here. But like, this is closer, you know. I don't know.
No, but it's smart. I mean, he's doing the push here as well, so it's...
Yeah, definitely. Also with 3 watchtowers.
If you start taking bases from your opponent side's map. This is like... This is the wrong half, you know? That's the half of ItzJ's maps. And he just goes there and says, well, you know what? I take this one. Come fight me.
It's interesting to see the upgrade difference as well in both of the games, though. As it's only a 1-1 for Sato at this point. He's getting 2 more attack upgrades, so he's now at 2-1, but in the previous game at this point, he was 4-4, if I remember correctly, and ItzJ also got some more upgrades, so these are just pretty much pure natural.
What's happening at the top, Mac? There's been, I think, some action going up at the top.
Yeah, it's another attack of Sato, these ballistas not being able to do anything. Once again, it's just GG.
Yeah, solid display here from Sato. Really scary for everyone who has to face him now in the next rounds and coming weeks. He just displayed a solid understanding of the game and how to transition from Beast into Mech and how to execute it. Like, he just abused the Xenos map to the fullest. Like, he never went into the middle. He knows the middle is bad for Mech, or in general, because you have to run up there. With Beast, it might work. I think the only critique I have with how Sato played the map itself is he never freed up the neutral entries here, like killing some forges. That would have been nice. But all in all, I think a very solid game by Sato, and a bit sloppy by ItzJ maybe. But in general, Sato just pulled ahead quickly, and after a few minutes he was ahead. And then from there, just like also this holding this push, this very scary push with Gatling guns. I died countless times to ItzJ doing that, and Sato just being able to kind of get a surround going with also the worker pull. Very, very nice execution all around. I'm very, very proud of my boy. Very good.
Well, it's also interesting to see, just to add to that, if you look at the APM of these two players, Sato is approximately 20 APM on average behind, but this just once again goes to show that a high APM does not mean high win count, because Sato is just making much better decisions and is playing just overall a little bit more clean than ItzJ, which even if he does have more actions, he's not able to execute those actions properly and efficiently. So it's better to, you know, try and calm down, even though this can obviously be high adrenaline-inducing moments. But it's better to just calm down a little bit and play a little bit more effectively and efficiently than try and do as much as possible, because you can also easily over micro things. So always be careful of that.
Yeah, Heavy said that Little Wargame is a low APM game, and he absolutely is right. But I still spam my MPM and have a lot of misclicks and over micro, as you said, and in general miss micro. So yeah, I feel that. But great, that's the series concluded. We have a clean sweep here by Sato over ItzJ, and actually benefiting greatly to the overall score of week 1 for his team. Yeah, very good on Sato. Very proud of you, my boy. And I think, yes, Bisham is also very proud of Sato, right?
Proud, but not surprised.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, I thought you were not going to be biased.
The match is over.
Okay.
Very good.